The detention level of the Kravith warship hummed with an energy that would have killed most species within hours. General Zormath had designed it that way, electromagnetic pulses cycling at frequencies that disrupted neural patterns, gravity wells that shifted every 30 seconds, and an atmosphere so thick with xenon compounds that breathing felt like swallowing broken glass. Daisy Chen had been there for 3 days. When the general descended to the holding area, flanked by 2 armored guards, he expected to find a corpse. What he found instead made his mandibles click in something between amusement and irritation. The human female sat cross-legged on the floor, her prison jumpsuit torn and stained, but her eyes sharp and alert. She'd torn strips from her sleeve and stuffed them in her ears, crude but effective against the sonic disruptors. Her breathing was measured, controlled, adapting to the poisonous air with each cycle. "Impossible!" Zormath hissed. His translator rendered it in flat mechanical tones. "You should be dead." Daisy looked up, and despite the bruises modeling her face, she smiled. "Yeah, I get that a lot." The general's carapace rippled, a Kravith expression of disdain. "Humans don't last here. Your physiology is weak, fragile. You break so easily." "Then why am I still standing?" Daisy rose to her feet, swaying slightly but upright. The gravity well shifted again, and she rolled with it, planting her feet wide. Zormath studied her with his compound eyes. The human species had been such a disappointment. When the Kravith Empire first encountered them 15 cycles ago, they'd expected worthy adversaries. The humans had, after all, split the atom, touched their moon, sent signals into the void, but in every military engagement, they crumbled. Soft bodies that tore under plasma fire, slow reflexes, limited sensory perception. "Defiance is not survival," the general said. "Where is your crew?" "Dead." Daisy's voice didn't waver. "You know that. You killed them when you boarded the horizon's edge." "Yes, they died quickly, efficiently, as all humans do." Zormath moved closer to the energy barrier separating them. "But they wanted alive. The science cast is curious about human stubbornness. They want to study why your kind keeps fighting even when logic dictates surrender." "And what do you want?" "To understand why you persist in this delusion of resistance." The general's translator couldn't quite capture the contempt in his clicking speech. "Your homeworld will fall within the year. Your colonies are already burning. What do you hope to accomplish, specimen?" Daisy wiped blood from her split lip. "My name is Daisy Chen, Lieutenant, Human Exploratory Fleet, not specimen. Names are irrelevant to the dead." "Good thing I'm not dead yet." Zormath's guards shifted, plasma rifles humming to life, but the general raised a manipulator appendage to stop them. This human intrigued him. He'd killed thousands of her kind, seen them weep, beg, break, but this one had something different in her eyes. "You want to know why we don't quit?" Daisy moved closer to the barrier, and the energy field crackled against her skin. She didn't flinch. "Because we're not built for your kind of warfare. We're not stronger or faster. We don't have natural armor or multiple hearts or regeneration." "Precisely my point." "You didn't let me finish." Daisy's smile widened, though it must have hurt her damaged face. "We're built for something worse than war. We're built for Earth." Zormath's mandibles twitched. "Explain." "Earth tried to kill us for millions of years. Ice ages that lasted thousands of generations. Predators with bigger teeth and faster legs. Diseases that wiped out entire populations, droughts, floods, earthquakes, volcanoes. Our own planet was a death trap, and we didn't have claws or venom or armor plating." She paused, letting that sink in. "We had stubbornness. We had spite. We had the absolute refusal to lie down and die just because the universe wanted us to." The general was silent. "You think 3 days in this cell breaks me?" My ancestors survived the Toba supervolcano with stone tools and animal skins. They crossed oceans on wooden rafts. They walked into deserts and tundras and jungles that should have killed them, and they didn't just survive, they thrived. Daisy's voice grew stronger. You want to know the human secret, General? We're the species that looked at every "you can't" and said, "Watch me." Inspiring words, Zormath said, but words don't stop plasma bolts. No, but adaptability does. Ingenuity does. Sheer bloody-minded determination does. She gestured at the cell around her. You designed this prison to kill humans quickly, but you designed it based on data from your first encounters with us. Soft civilians, unprepared soldiers, people who'd never had to really struggle. You haven't met the ones who remember what we used to be. And what is that? Persistence predators, General. On Earth, before we built cities and spaceships, we hunted by just not stopping. We'd chase prey for days, weeks if necessary. Run them to exhaustion. They'd be faster, stronger, better armed, didn't matter. We'd just keep coming, keep tracking, outlast them. Daisy's eyes glinted in the harsh light. That's what you're fighting. Not an army, not a fleet. You're fighting a species that survived everything the universe threw at us by being too stubborn to die. The General's carapace rippled again, but this time it wasn't disdain. It was something closer to unease. Your friend Jace understood, Daisy said quietly. The other human you captured from the horizon's edge, the one your science cast tortured for information, he didn't break either, did he? Zormath said nothing. The human male had been terminated after 48 hours of interrogation yielded nothing but silence and that same infuriating smile. You're going to lose this war, Daisy said. Not because we're stronger, not because we have better weapons, but because when you knock us down, we get back up. When you poison our air, we adapt our lungs. When you kill our friends, we remember their names and fight harder. We've been doing it for 300,000 years. It's what we are. The General stared at her for a long moment. Then he turned to his guards. Increase the electromagnetic frequency by 30%. Double the gravity fluctuations. That will kill her within hours, one guard said. No, Zormath said, mandibles clicking thoughtfully. It won't, and that's precisely what concerns me. As the General ascended from the detention level, Daisy Chen lowered herself back to the floor, controlled her breathing, and smiled into the darkness. Still standing, still fighting, still human.